And boom, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199. And there's a lot going on and a short time to cover all of it, so we're going to jump right into it. Apparently, Trump is about to start signing executive orders at the White House, and they're going to be covering that live. So as soon as they actually do go to that coverage, I will pull that up and we will watch that. So that is what I'm hearing, that he's going to be signing executive orders at the White House live. Also, President Trump appeared at the World Economic Forum today. He whipped out his dick and just flopped it on the table and just basically, in a nutshell, told him to go fuck off. That's what he did. The man is absolutely insane. It's unbelievable. It was so freaking beautiful. He just basically shows up and tells all of them to go F themselves. Right here. Trump just told the globalists at the World Economic Forum right to their faces that he froze foreign aid and ending climate change policies, Green New Deal, withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord, ended the EV mandate, and rushing to get more fossil fuels. He also told them that there are only two genders. He told them that, I mean, it was glorious, man. Right to their faces. Listen to him.
Foreign aid freeze. And I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam. Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto.
He just kept going. He just kept going off. It was absolutely beautiful.
New regulation, which will soon put many thousands of dollars back in the pockets of American families. To further unleash our economy, our majorities in the House and Senate, which we also took along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive tax cuts for workers and family, and big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt. Under the Trump administration, there will be no better place on earth to create jobs, build factories, or grow a company than right here in the good old USA.
He's just telling them like it is, and it's absolutely glorious. Now, right now, currently, we are the Senate votes on Pete Hegseth's for defense secretary. I don't know where that currently is at right now, but that is actively going on right now. So that is happening. I don't know if he's going to have the votes to do it. I know that there was just a rhino from Alaska that claimed that they're not going to vote for him. So if there's a tie, I believe J.D. Vance has to break the tie, and then obviously J.D. Vance will break the tie. So I don't know exactly how that's going. I just found out about this just a little while ago. So we're monitoring that right now as we speak. So like I said, according to Right Side Broadcasting, he's going to be signing some executive orders at the White House. I don't know exactly what time that's going to be. But apparently that's going to be happening. We also have Homeland Security FBI raid raiding an office of a prominent immigration lawyer in Providence, Rhode Island. So that's happening right now. Things are moving at an alarming pace right now for the Trump administration. It's almost hard to keep up with all of this right now, with all of the information that's going on. Trump means business. Trump is not fucking around. He goes up to the the World Economic Forum, to their faces, and basically in the nicest way possible tells them to go fuck themselves. Let's see. Tulsi Gabbard hearing is set for next Thursday. Tulsi Gabbard hearing is set for next Thursday. I've heard rumors that RFK's hearing is also going to be next week, but I don't know if we've gotten confirmation of that. I will obviously be covering those whenever they are. I hate that I missed the Pete Hegseth one. That one was absolutely fascinating. The RFK Jr. one is going to be wild. But so is the Tulsi Gabbard one. So that one's going to be pretty crazy as well. So we'll see. They keep delaying it, says Jessica. Yeah, I haven't heard an official confirmation on the time and date for RFKs yet. I just keep hearing speculation about when it's going to be. But who knows? Over on right side right now, let's see what they're saying, because we are currently waiting to see. Let's see here. Right here, what are they saying? Well, I could get this thing to work.
News sources like Right Side Broadcasting Network. Conservative media is on the upswing in this nation, as you know, Christina. And if you're just joining us right now, this is RSBN host Christina Loren joining us live, obviously at the inauguration coverage as well. I'm Matthew Alvarez here in the studio. We're getting ready to go to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to see President Trump sign more executive orders. And Christina, you know, having that access inside the Oval Office there, hearing from the president as he signs another executive order after another. Talk about transparency. How key is transparency, Christina, to the American people?
It's everything. It's everything. And this is for the American.
Trump's new house isn't as nice as his other one. I mean, you're not wrong. Trump's the only person that actually has to downgrade when he goes to the White House. Yeah, it is wild right now. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Jay's half Hispanic son says, it's the gays in LA. Dominion says, thanks for the gifted being lurking since the beginning of CobraCast. Yes, my fellow Titanfall 2 player. Good to see you, Dominion Zephon. AJ says, Jeremy, my friend keeps telling me he's a convicted felon of 34. Jeremy, what would you say? Of Trump? Are you talking about Trump? Your friend keeps claiming Trump is a convicted felon? Say, hell yeah. Say, my felon. So that's my felon right there. Say, being a felon's cool. Gary's a felon. Trump is a felon. All right. So yeah, being a felon is cool. The whole point behind them labeling Trump a felon is meant to make you, as a Trump supporter, ashamed to be a Trump supporter. So this is how you just have to own it. You have to flip it on them. So hell yeah, he's a felon. It's cool as hell to be a felon. Just own it. You know, I mean, nobody really cares. So if that's what you're saying anyway, yeah, just own it. Leave Kids Alone says, I hear you are a gay. Hail the 199 and the Snake Pit. Thank you for the member message. Appreciate that. I am going to be live on Open Bar here in about an hour and a half. So I've got about an hour and a half that I can stay live while we're waiting to see if we're actually going to go live to the White House. Let's see here. Got that one. I got to follow her new account. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And okay, Xbox News. There's so much news going on right now as we speak. I had a few bookmarks earlier. Let me see what we have here. They my felons from another melon. It says Ministry of Wrong Thing. Yeah, you can't allow this. So what is this? Got that. I haven't seen this one. What is this? Let's see. Let's hear what they got to say right here.
And so we know that most consequential relationship in the world is between the US and China. US, 28% of the global economy, China close to 20. That's almost half of the global GDP. And we know that you called President Xi Jinping last Friday. We heard that you had a good discussion. How do you see the relationship between the US and China in the next 4 years under your leadership?
He called me, but I see it very good. I think that we're going to have a very good relationship. All we want is fairness. We just want a level playing field. We don't want to take advantage. We've been having massive deficits with China. Biden allowed it to get out of hand. He's $1.1 trillion deficit. It's ridiculous. And it's just an unfair relationship. And we have to make it just fair. We don't have to make it phenomenal. We have to make it a fair relationship. Right now, it's not a fair relationship. The deficit is massive, as it is with other countries. A lot of Asian
He
countries,
called me.
actually. But we have deficits that are very big, and we can't keep doing that. So we're not going to keep doing that. But I like President Xi very much. I've always liked him. We always had a very good relationship. It was very strained with COVID coming out of Wuhan. Obviously, that strained it. I'm sure it strained it with a lot of people, but that strained our relationship. But we always had a great relationship, I would say, and we look forward to doing very well with China and getting along with China. Hopefully, China can help us stop the war with, in particular, Russia, Ukraine. And they have a great deal of power over that situation. And we'll work with them. And I mentioned that with during our phone conversation with President Xi. And hopefully we could work together and get that stopped. We'd like to see denuclearization. In fact, with President Putin prior to an election result, which was frankly ridiculous, we were talking about denuclearization of our two countries, and China would have come along. China has a much smaller right now nuclear armament than us, or field than us, but they're going to be catching it at some point over the next 4 or 5 years. And I will tell you that President Putin really liked the idea of cutting way back on nuclear. And I think the rest of the world, we would have gotten them to follow. And China would have come along too. China also liked it. Tremendous amounts of money are being spent on nuclear. And the destructive capability is something that we don't even want to talk about today because you don't want to hear it. It's too depressing. So we want to see if we can denuclearize, and I think that's very possible. And I can tell you that President Putin wanted to do it. He and I wanted to do it. We had a good conversation with China. They would have been involved, and that would have been an unbelievable thing for the planet.
So I actually have the full address pulled up right here over on the Fox News YouTube channel. If you go through the comments, like the comment section here, comment section is great. He just stood up in front of the WEF and told them that he just annihilated everything they've been working towards for years. Awesome. Thank God for Trump. I'm Canadian and I couldn't be more grateful for this man. In the WEF, it has destroyed my country. I will never vote for Democrat again. Trump should end the WEF. It's not needed. Trump is pulling no stops and is handling business. This is exactly what 77 million of us voted for. The world does not need the WEF. Let's see. V6 Neon says British contingent 199 calling. Please advise us on when U.S. invasion and liberation of the British Isles will take place, or as more than 1 in 12 is an illegal. That's 580,000 in London. Send help. Whew. Rough right there. Let's see where we at. Trump is 78 years old and as sharp as ever. No to globalism. He trolled the WEF at their own doorstep. Great stuff. There should be no Davos or World Economic Forum. A bunch of rich people should not dictate to the American people. Yeah, I mean, everybody's loving this. I mean, he was just so on point today. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care who his audience is. He doesn't care who. Like, here, let's hear. Let's listen a little bit.
Or 15 billion, but they couldn't get their permits. They were in review for years, many, many years, like a decade or more. And I said, so ridiculous. I know so much about that because in the construction industry, I had to go through it too, but I got good at it after a while.
I think he's talking about
But
the EU here.
I saw the projects, and you're talking about a total investment of 25 to $30 billion, and it looked like it was going to end. They couldn't get their permits, and I got them done in less than a week. It was done, completed. In fact, when they called them to announce that it was done, the countries, largely countries, Japan was involved and another country and some very big investors, they couldn't believe it. They actually couldn't believe it. And I said, just do yourself one favor. Don't pay any consultants, because the only one that got it done was me. I got it done because it was the right thing to do for the U.S. and for the world. But the consultants had nothing to do with it. You know, the consultants go in and they say, give us millions of dollars because Trump did it. Nobody called me about it. I just heard it was a problem for years. And I got it done because it was the right thing to do for the U.S. and the right thing to do for beyond. It had to do with energy, very important. So I think it's very important. I think I disagree with one. I think the more that you do, the lower the price is going to go. And what I'd like to see is rapid approvals. We're going to get very rapid approvals in the United States, like with the AI plants, talking to many people want to build them. That's going to be a very big thing. We're going to build electric generating facilities. They are going to build. I'm going to get them the approval. Under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting. And the big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? For AI to really be as big as we want to have it, because it's it'll be very competitive with China and others. So I'm going to give emergency declarations so that they can start building them almost immediately. And I think it was largely my idea because nobody thought this was possible. It wasn't that they were not smart, because they're the smartest. But I told them that what I want you to do is build your electric generating plant right next to your plant as a separate building connected. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. They can fuel it with anything they want, and they may have coal as a backup. Good, clean coal. You know, if there were a problem with a pipe coming in, as an example, you're going with gas, oil or gas.
Am I freezing up? The hell? Okay, should be back. Are we back? Are we back? Yeah, I saw it freeze up on I saw it freeze up on the back end on YouTube, so we should be back now. All right.
And a pipe gets blown up or for some reason doesn't work. There are some companies in the U.S. that have coal sitting right by the plant so that if there's an emergency, they can go to that short-term basis and use our very clean coal. So that's something else that a lot of people didn't even know about. But nothing can destroy coal, not the weather, not a bomb, nothing. It might make it a little smaller, might make it a little different shape, but coal is very strong as a backup. It's a great backup to have that facility, and it wouldn't cost much more money. And we have more coal than anybody. We also have more oil and gas than anybody. So we're going to make it so that the plants will have their own electric generating facilities attached right to their plant. They don't have to worry about a utility. They don't have to worry about anything. And we're going to get very rapid approvals.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. President. We'll now go to another CEO that you know very well, Brian Moynihan, the CEO and chair of Bank of America.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, and congratulations, and obviously an eventful week for you and your family. If you remember 5 years ago, you came here and we walked among 150 CEOs from all over the world, and you engaged with them about your policies and your procedures. This year, you're not here, and yet this week was eventful from the orders that you mentioned earlier, literally a wave of orders coming out on immigration, on trade, and many other matters. And so as a representative of the United States here, we got a lot of questions about what does all this mean and how would the president square this with his clear focus on growth, prosperity, market growth, stock market growth, a good bond market, and bringing down prices. So how do you think about the impact of all these orders and how fast they come out, and how you're going to balance them with that scorecard of being successful in both continuing GDP growth, bringing down inflation, and also having a good stock price appreciation for the American citizen?
Well, I think it's going to actually bring down inflation. It's going to bring up jobs. We're going to have a lot of jobs. We're going to have a lot of companies moving in. You know, Brian, we're at 21%. It was at 40%, and I got it down to 21%, the corporate tax. And it was actually, if you look at state and city, it was in many cases much higher than 40%. I got it down to 21%. And now we're going to bring it down from 21 to 15% if, there's a big if you make your product in the U.S. So we're going to have the lowest, just about the lowest rate. It'll be, the 21 is on the low side worldwide. The 15 is about as low as it gets. And by far the lowest of a large country, a large, you know, rich, powerful country by far, not even a contest. So we're going to bring it down to 15% if you make your product in the USA. So that's going to create a tremendous buzz. We're also probably going back to the 1 year deduction where we deduct, you know, we did that originally, and that was amazing what the impact that had, the 1 year deduction, which built up over a period of time and then it expires. But we're going to go back to that when we do the renewal of the Trump tax plan. We have to get Democrats to approve it. But, you know, if the Democrats didn't approve it, I don't know how they can survive with about a 45% tax increase, because that's what it would be. And so I think they're going to do. We've been working along with them pretty well. I think it's very hard for a political group to say, let's charge people 45% more. So I think we're in good shape. But we're actually doing a reduction for business and small businesses where you're going to bring it down to 15%, which is really something. And by the way, speaking of you, and you've done a fantastic job, but I hope you start opening your bank to conservatives, because many conservatives complain that the banks are not allowing them to do business within the bank. And that included a place called Bank of America. This they don't take conservative business.
Holy shit.
And I don't know if the regulators
Holy
mandated that
shit.
because of Biden or what, but you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you're going to open your banks to conservatives, because what you're doing is wrong.
Holy shit.
Mr. President, I'll say that your friend Gianni said hello, told me to tell you hello, and we look forward to sponsoring the World Cup when it comes, both this summer for the club and next year. So thank you for getting that for the United States.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll now go to Anna Putin. She's the executive chairman of Banco Santander, one of the big European banks, and also in the US. So, Anna.
Mr. President, congratulations on a historic victory. I believe you don't know me as well as my fellow panelists, so a few words. Santander is one of the largest banks in the world by number of customers, 170 million. That's more than my friend Brian or my friend Jamie have.
Damn.
And those
Dude is getting his ass beat.
They fixed the regulation.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming.
That was cheeky.
We're a big investor in the United States. We have many million customers, 12,000 employees. We're one of the largest auto lenders. And we recently launched a fully digital bank called Open Bank. We strongly believe banks have a pivotal role in the economy, and we can accelerate growth and help many more customers. That's what we're doing in the United States. So, as Brian pointed out, we very much welcome your focus on deregulation and reducing bureaucracy. So my question is, what are your priorities in this regard, and how fast is this going to happen? Thank you very much.
I think it's going to, thank you and congratulations. I know very much about your bank, and you've done a fantastic job. Congratulations. We are going to move very quickly. We've moved very quickly. We've done things in the last 3 days that nobody thought were possible to do in years. And it's all taking effect. It's going to have a huge impact on the economy, a huge positive impact. Money was being wasted on crazy things. I mean, the Green New Deal was such a total disgrace. How that was perpetrated, and it was conceived of by people that were average students, less than average students, I might add, and never even took a course in energy or the environment. It was just a game. Remember, the world was going to end in 12 years. Remember that? Well, the 12 years has come and gone. It was going to end. It was going to all foam into earth. But you know, the time has come. These people, and they really scared the Democrats large. I can't say the Republicans. The Republicans maybe could have fought harder to stop it, but it's been a tremendous waste of money. You know, during my 4 years, we had the cleanest air, we had the cleanest water, and yet we had the most productive economy in the history of our country. We had the most productive economy until COVID came. We had the most productive in the history of our country by far, and actually, you can look worldwide. We were beating everybody from China to everybody else. So, and we think we really now, with what we have learned and all of the other things that have taken place, we think we can even far surpass that, actually far surpass it. But we do, one thing we're going to be demanding is we're going to be demanding respect from other nations. Canada, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. We're not going to have that anymore. We can't do it. It's I don't know if it's good for them. As you probably know, I say you can always become a state. Then if you're a state, we won't have a deficit. We won't have to tariff you, et cetera, et cetera. But Canada has been very tough to deal with over the years. And it's not fair that we should have a $200 billion or $250 billion deficit. We don't need them to make our cars, and they make a lot of them. We don't need their lumber because we have our own forests, et cetera, et cetera. We don't need their oil and gas. We have more than anybody. So, you know, just as an example,
Hell yeah.
with Mexico, we're dealing with Mexico, I think, very well. And we're just, you know, we just want to be treated fairly with other nations, because there's hardly a nation in the world, and I blame this on us, and I blame it on politicians that, for some reason, probably mostly it's stupidity, but you could also say other reasons, but mostly stupidity. They've allowed other nations to take advantage of the U.S., and we can't allow that to happen anymore. You know, we have debt. It's a very small debt when you compare it to the value of the assets that we have, but we don't want to do that. We want to just have debt be obliterated, and we'll be able to do that fairly rapidly. And a lot of good things are going to happen. And honestly, good things are going to happen for the world, and good things are going to happen for the people that are dealing with us, allies and beyond allies. One thing very important, I really would like to be able to meet with President Putin soon and get that war ended. And that's not from the standpoint of economy or anything else. It's from the standpoint of millions of lives are being wasted. Beautiful young people are being shot in the battlefield. You know, the bullet, very flat land, as I said, and the bullet goes, there's no hiding. And a bullet, the only thing going to stop the bullet is a human body. And you have to see, I've seen pictures of what's taken place. It's a carnage, and we really have to stop that war. That war is horrible. And I'm not talking economy. I'm not talking economics. I'm not talking about natural resource. I'm just talking about, there's so many young people being killed in this war. And that's not including the people that have been killed as the cities are being, you know, knocked down building by building. So we really should get that stopped. Likewise, in the Middle East, I think we've made a lot of progress in the Middle East, and I think that's gonna come along pretty well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we know that most consequential relationship in the world is between the U.S. and China. U.S. 28% of the global economy, China close to 20. That's almost half of the global GDP. And we know that
I think we heard that one a little bit earlier. So I want to get a couple of these super chats really quickly. Let's see. We've got Darth Gavel for 10 says, "Hey, Jeremy, would it be possible to replace the don't tread emojis with the Baron emoji? There's plenty of good clips from him on the inauguration MAGA." Yes, I will talk to Krista to see about doing that. So absolutely 100%. Jude's Melody says Trump has done more in less than a week than Biden did in his entire career. Let's freaking go. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's been absolutely crushing it. And that's not even like hyperbole. Trump literally has done more in the first 2 or 3 days of his administration than Biden did in 4 years. But it's absolutely insane than Biden's done in his whole career. It's true. That's not hyperbole at all. Piano Dean says, so Trump's a felon. Don't Democrats love criminals? Exactly. LTB says, not just a felon, but felon 47. Absolutely. Crew Kid says, Ratcliffe just confirmed for CIA director. Polish Princess, breaking news. President Trump announces thick Latinas may not all be deported. I think we can all get behind that. One right there. We all support that one. CG87343 says John Ratcliffe confirmed as the next CIA director by a vote of 74-25. Evan says, Jeremy, I live in PC and this snowfall was wild. Hope you and your family had fun. God bless the U.S. Hashtag 199. Yes, it has been wild. I actually drove around today for the first time since the snowstorm hit, and it's I still can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. We'll never see anything like this again. The Price is Right review says Pete Hegseth confirmed as Secretary of Defense. I don't think that's true. As of right now. I'm looking to see. I don't see anything saying he's confirmed. It says Mitch McConnell votes yes on advancing Pete Hegseth confirmation, but we do not have an overall confirmation yet. I'm looking right now to see if we have any updates, and as of now, we do not. We are currently waiting for President Trump's executive order signing. Now, again, I have to be on open bar in about an hour and 15 minutes, so I will be here up until time to have to go over there if need be, but I may have to, depending on what time Trump is going to go live. And, once Trump gets in there and signing those executive orders, if he's got reporters in there, he's going to be talking, answering questions. It's going to be must-see TV. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to see that. That's going to be great. So as of now, Pete Hegseth is not confirmed. As of now, it doesn't mean that he won't be. It just means as of right now, there is no confirmation at this particular moment in time. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with a Get the membership. Thank you. Lean Back says, I was just watching this on our right side broadcasting. Thought to myself, I wonder if the favorite fig is going to live because this is wild. Hail Jeremy in the chat. Yes, absolutely. I wanted to stream it earlier, but we were doing Geeks Gamers Daily at that time. So let's see. McFly says, this is my birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Operation Outstanding Infield says RFK hearing is next Wednesday. Trust me. Okay. I'll be here covering it if that's the case. Stephen DeLeon says, go Bills. Maximus VT with the 99-cent. Thank you. Grant Potato says, finally a conservative president who isn't afraid to wield the power given to him. That's right. Richard says, everyone is poor in Canada. Everything is stolen by politicians and corporations. Who cares if we become the next state? I'd rather throw my dice with that. I just personally do not think that there's any chance that Canada becomes the 51st state. I think a territory is more in line, personally. Mandy F says, so glad the deportations have started so fast. Frustrating that it could have happened so much sooner, though. It's true. Jimmy Rings Halo says, did you see the video of the Haiti saying F Trump and Biden should be president? Oh, yeah, let me pull that up really quick. I'm glad you brought that up. I have personally, I have not even watched that clip yet. I just bookmarked it earlier. Here it is right here. Here we go. Okay. I've only seen this, but not heard. So here we go. Haitian man says, fuck Trump, Biden forever, gets arrested by ICE's elite Boston unit to be deported. The ultimate fuck around and find out. Let's go.
I'm not going back to Haiti. One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Señor, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction, not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States. So he's going to go today too.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day.
Love it.
Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities. Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell the Commonwealth and the rest of the country that we're going to find them whether they're released or not.
Hell yeah.
And guys, shortly after we finished filming, ICE Boston told us they arrested 2 more targets in other parts of town away from our cameras. One of those targets is a previously deported Honduran illegal alien who was arrested for raping a woman while putting a gun in her mouth. The other target they got is a Haitian man.
Did he just say, was he talking about George Floyd? Was George Floyd illegal? George Floyd?
One of those targets is a previously deported Honduran illegal alien who was arrested for raping a woman while putting a gun in her mouth. The other target they got is a Haitian man who first flew into the United States in 2023 as part of President Biden's controversial migrant flights mass parole program. Well, they just picked him up yesterday because he's been arrested locally for sexual assault. We'll send it back to you.
I just hear, gun pointed at pregnant woman, and I just automatically just think about, George Floyd, I mean, I know the mainstream media doesn't talk about that. But yeah.
It was fascinating to watch all of that. I think I was just saying to Bill, this is terrible for Joe Biden and the legacy that he tried to leave behind. A question from me, how soon will they actually be leaving the country? Does that take a long time?
It depends what country they're from. If they're from cooperable countries like El Salvador, Guatemala, countries like that, it can be quick. It can be within days or weeks. If it's countries that are harder to deport, countries that don't cooperate with the U.S. as much, it can go into a process.
I know he didn't say pregnant. Do you guys not understand? I was just taking an opportunity to take a shot at George Floyd, okay? Like, it's not that serious. I clearly know he wasn't talking about George Floyd too. It was just, I was just taking a very, 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 very petty opportunity to take a negative shot at George Floyd. That's all I was doing. Not that serious.
Months, but the Trump administration is changing policies with something called expedited removal. The bottom line is people at home don't need to understand all the policies. The Trump administration is just going to work as fast as they can to get all the people you just saw on camera there out of the country as fast as possible. They're also going to use their State Department, now led by Marco Rubio, to put pressure on countries that don't cooperate with the U.S. as much when it comes to those deportations.
Bill, just two points of clarification here. It seems a lot of these crimes are associated with sex crimes. I'm just looking at the list a bit earlier today. I don't know if that generally is the case or not. And second, if Boston's a sanctuary city, how are they allowed to do this? Because we told there would be resistance.
Boston doesn't have to cooperate with ICE, but there's nothing they can do to stop ICE from coming into their city and enforcing the law. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. And that's the point ICE makes to us is, look, they don't have to cooperate with our detainer requests. They don't have to tell our officers when they're releasing somebody from jail. But we're going to do our job. We have our intel guys out in the field. We have people with eyes all over the place, and we're going to snatch those guys. So they can make ICE's job more difficult, longer, and more dangerous, but it's not going to stop ICE from doing the job, guys. The bottom line is ICE says it's safer for everybody involved if locals would just hand these guys over in jail once they're arrested, but they don't. They let them out onto the streets. They don't tell ICE about it. So ICE has to spend a lot of resources gathering intel, finding these guys, and then going out into the community to do arrests, which could be dangerous. You saw that combative Haitian man. And then you saw, in the case of that one MS-13 member, his friend got snagged. They weren't even looking for him. They were looking for the MS-13 guy. They picked him up because a sanctuary jurisdiction released the MS-13 guy. ICE found him and then found the guy who was in the apartment with. They found out he was an illegal alien as well. So now he's going to be deported too.
Wow.
Amazing. Bill Malusian, thank you.
Imagine not wanting this. Imagine voting against this. Imagine being against Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form at this point in time. I'm not saying you have to be like 100%, pro MAGA, but I still don't understand why you're not. But imagine being anti-Trump at this point in time. Imagine being that miserable in life where you're literally anti-Trump, meaning you're anti-cleaning up America and getting us back on track. It's absolutely insane. We are currently waiting for President Trump to sign more executive orders in the White House right now. So right here, we're waiting for President Trump's executive order signing. So we're hopefully going to be going over to that any moment now. But yeah, going back to what we just watched, I mean, this is exactly what it's all about. If you go back to the beginning, right here, this is what has been running around this country for the past 4 years.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Do you think that's helping? Bro, that is glory. You can't pay for that kind of advertising. Like Trump just continuing to get the best advertisements possible. Like, holy shit. He said, fuck Trump.
In recent years.
Trump, you feel me?
Biden forever.
Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
That's not good. That's not good for Biden or Obama. So get out. Get the fuck out. Let's see. Waffle Master says the Haitian that got deported went from sucking on barbecue cat to sucking on barbecue warlord. Josh316 says, so this is the first time I've seen snow. We got about 5 inches. I kind of want to move north now. I've only known rain, humid heat, and a hurricane. Yeah, hey, this was 9 inches of snow here in Pensacola. 9. What? Insane. John Murdoch with a proper 199 and says nothing. Says absolutely nothing. You know what that means? You know what that means? Where is it at?
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming and now it's turned around. It turns around and it's coming and it's gonna, I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh.
Thank you, John. Insane support lately from you, brother. I really appreciate it. But yeah, Josh, it has. I mean, it was wild seeing all the snow in this area, and apparently we may get more weather next week. We'll see. Max of CT says, I like my borders with like I like my soda with lots of ice. Let's go. DB Review says, deport so many illegals. We have to press 1 for English. We don't have to press 1 for English anymore. God bless America and hail the 199 and the chat. Absolutely. let's see. Is it? I don't know how to freaking say this. But Fox News coverage of ICE day one raids and arrest in Boston, a former sanctuary city, was awesome. Rapists and violent illegal immigrants gone. Yes, it is glorious indeed. JB username says all the people crying about ICE raids is easily showing who they are. We should keep a long memory of which of our leaders are against keeping Americans safe. Fuck them all. I agree completely. Pyromorpheus, is that what it was? Okay. Reminds me of the old school days of Xbox 360 with the people putting like all of the XXX MLG gamer, MLG pro gamer, you know, and their gamer tags. The Price is Right review says 51.49. Hex, what? Is it no way. Is Hegseth is Hegseth confirmed? What? Oh, it advances. Okay, so we've advanced to tomorrow. Here we go. Pete Hegseth confirmation advances 51-49. Final vote expected tomorrow. All right, so we're going to tomorrow. We've got the advancement. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get the Secretary of Defense confirmed tomorrow. That's going to be great. Man, there's a lot going on at the moment. So if you're just tuning in, we are waiting for President Trump's executive order signing. I've got about another hour I can be live. So hopefully we're going to be able to cover that. So yeah, things are moving at a rapid pace right now. Let's see here. Got that. Okay. Shorty Short says, it's a happy day. It's a happy day. Finver Fire says, Snowgate. Madney says, the fight continues. ICE doing quality work. Absolutely. Commodore Fan says, Trump yeeting him out. JT says, oh boy, here we go. JT says, my grandpa chewed tobacco and he emptied his spitting once a year. You could smell the brown chunky juice from his driveway. I want to swap tobacco spit. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like, what is wrong with this guy? I'm not even reading that shit out loud, okay? I will let everyone else reading if you want, okay? What? Shorty says, I'm not tired of winning yet. LFG. Golden Nugget says, first time super. I like this Trump guy. First time super chatting for Golden Nuggets, guys. Welcome him in. First time he's ever been in here. So it's good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. All right. Anyone got a trebuchet? Yeah, man. That JT dude's always super chatting some weird stuff. I had somebody private message me and they're like, I know this JT guy. He's really effed up. I'm like, I don't know if I'm being trolled right now or not. I have no idea. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay, we got that. All right, so we're currently Tommy Tuberville talking. Let's see what Tommy Tuberville's saying.
In our country from adversaries all over the world, we got problems. And it's got to start there. Pete Hegseth is the choice, the right choice. I like his age. I like his demeanor. I like the things he brings to our military. He's exciting, and he will energize this military into the next decade. And I'm excited about that. So hopefully in about 30 hours, we'll vote tomorrow night around 9 o'clock, and we'll vote to confirm Pete Hegseth is our new Secretary of Defense. Now, I'd like to turn
it up. That's as loud as it'll go.
To national security threats in our nation's agriculture sector and food supply chains. I'm on the Ag Committee. Over the past few years, the United States has experienced a rapid increase in foreign investment in the agriculture sector, particularly from China. We have to open our eyes. Bad things are happening around us. Growing foreign investment in agriculture and other essential industries like healthcare and energy is a direct threat to our country's national security. You know, for years now, I've been sounding.
NDI says, Jeremy, I can't super chat. It's okay. You told me you were broke the other day, and I told you to stop super chatting anyway. So, here we go. So, Mitch McConnell has voted yes on Pete Hegseth. I love the picture Benny Johnson uses here for Mitch McConnell. I swear he looks just like a turtle. Like, he looks just like a turtle. It's not even like, this isn't even a reach when people say this. The man looks just like a turtle. It's crazy. All right, so we're still waiting for President Trump. Let's hear what they have to say.
Of course, as we get ready to go to the West Wing there in the Oval Office to see President Trump's executive order signing. There were many on Monday, of course, 42, in fact, signed by the president. Let's look through some of President Trump's schedule right now. The fact that, actually, you know what? I think Carla Sands, producers, we might be able to go to Carla right now. Let's see if we can get to Carla. Let's go. Just trying to figure out if we can get her on the line. Let's see, at 11 o'clock this morning, just to go over the president's public schedule, the president delivered remarks via video out there to Davos, Switzerland, with a panel discussion with the CEOs at the World Economic Forum as President Trump is working to get the economy kickstarted.
Okay, so just going over that. So we do have this right here. Where's it at? So essentially, it looks like Pete Hegseth has the 51 votes necessary to clear final confirmation. Hopefully this is going to get cleared tomorrow. I'll be live for CobraCast tomorrow night to cover this. It looks like it's going to happen tomorrow night. So we'll be covering that. That's going to be good. Apparently, Tulsi Gabbard, her hearing is going to be next Thursday. And from what I'm hearing, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be next Wednesday. So if that's the case, I'll be covering both of those, when they're happening. I really hate that I missed the Hegseth one, man, because that was some fascinating stuff to listen to right there. So, and so right here, Pete Hegseth, Senate confirmation has advanced 51-49. Final vote expected tomorrow. Hegseth can afford to lose one more GOP senator before VP Vance has to jump in as the tiebreaker. Looks promising. So things are looking good. Is Cash next Wednesday as well, Howling Wolf? Okay, there you go. So Cash is supposed to be next Wednesday as well. Expect an all-day coverage here on CobraCast if that's the case. I'll have to get somebody else to do daily that day because that's going to be a big, big day right there. That'll be must-see TV. Okay. Got that one. I saw a lot of people complaining about Sean Hannity's interview with President Trump. And let's see. Ooh. Wow, look at this headline. Look at this headline from TMZ. I just saw this headline. Look at this headline. Wow. That has got to be a lawsuit. Candace Owens has to have a law. Candace Owens should sue the fuck out of them. Wow. You see how the mainstream operates? Jeez. So when there is a non-white person involved, they then have to use that as an opportunity to go after a black person that they disagree with within media. Wow. That is an insane headline. Jeez. I just saw that on my feed. I'm like, I can't believe that. Wow. I mean, I'm not even the biggest fan of Candace Owens, but I don't hate Candace Owens. I'm kind of like whatever on Candace Owens. But that is a wild take. But this is what they do. This is what the mainstream does. The mainstream media cannot simply just report on a story without twisting a narrative against someone that they don't like. They can't do it. They don't have the ability to do it. They only have the ability to lie and target people that they don't like. That's why they love a tragedy, because they'll take a tragedy and they'll spin it and twist it and manipulate it every single time. Insane. Eric K says, first time super chat, you are an amazing streamer. I'm sensing a bit of sarcasm right here, Eric K. I'm sensing a bit of sarcasm. Goku McDuck says, careful with is it Jorge Luis Alvarez Santana? He labels as traitors those who want Trump to go after cartels. God bless you all. Well, thank you. Manning says, reminds me of the old nursery parable, Mitch McConnell and the hare. Paul Davies says, snow in Florida and ice across the border. Hell is freezing over. NDI says, imagine how easy it'll be to convince next generations on being a conservative. Just explain sanctuary cities to them objectively. It's asinine. It really is, man. It really is. Let's see. Nick Fuentes and Destiny were also in the manifesto. I didn't read the whole manifesto, but yeah, that does this. Like the media is going to do everything they can to twist and manipulate this shit. That's what they do. The J6 shaman is on Piers Morgan. Jacob Chansley, is he on there? I'm happy to see all the J6 hostages getting their day now, and hopefully they get back pay. Reparations is what they deserve. The J6 hostages deserve reparations, and hopefully that'll happen. We'll see, though. Mr. Bentham says, new here. Is this streamer usually this bald and eyebrowless? Socrates McGoat says, Hannity is a cuck. I'm not a fan of Hannity. Haven't been a fan of him for a long time. Got that one. Got that one. Thomas says, long speech, can view it at the White House website. He smacked down the country's president. Horseface says, hi, my name is AOC, not Horseface. I've got Jade says, yes, I lost my hair to Jade's. Downs RFK says, I have Downs. It looks, are we about ready to go live here now? Is that, they're doing their whole little break thing right now. I don't know when Trump's going to go live, man. I hope I'm going to have some time to watch some of this, at least some of it. But who knows, right? JD says, my heart goes out to you. Hail. I saw Elon Musk addressing some of that now. Again, another massive backfire on the media's part. Leftists is going to left. That's just what they're going to do every single time. And they can continue to do it. That's fine. But it's not going to end well for them. I mean, you know, look at what happened with the election. What happened? Everything that they tried to throw at Trump backfired on them completely. Everything. It's not going to work. We're over this. You had a moment in time where some of that stuff was starting to get traction. But once people started to see through it, like, I'll bring a sports analogy into this, okay? Like, it's like the wildcat offense in the NFL. You know, for a short period of time that worked. And then defenses started to figure it out and they started to plan for it. And it was short-lived. So you had short-term success with that, but the reality of it wasn't going to last forever. As soon as defenses actually learned what you were doing and figured it out, then it was over. So yeah, this virtue signaling nonsense, you got a little bit of traction. You got a little bit of traction at first because you had a lot of people that didn't want to be called racist and sexist and all of these things. But eventually people realized, like, it doesn't really matter if you call me a racist or a sexist anymore. Those words used to mean something a long time ago. They mean absolutely nothing now. So no one really cares. No one actually cares about these things, and no one is intimidated by this. So you had a short period of time where it worked, and then people figured it out. So there you go. Let me see here. Harley Dave, happy birthday, everyone, and congrats on all of your first super chats. There we go. What's up, Harley? Texas GRN says Mitch is more Timmy Turtle, not a Southern snapper. All right, what are they saying right here on right side?
Alvarez, we're getting ready to go into the Oval Office there. We were told the press is about ready to watch the president there, and he will be signing a number of executive orders. And we'll have Carlos Sands joining us here in about 60 seconds from now, and we can talk about all of the executive orders that President Trump has signed, or at least a few of them. I mean, there were 42 in the past 3 days, so we'll get to that as soon as Carla joins us here live, as it is, again, 3:15. Thanks so much for tuning in, streaming in, wherever you're watching right now throughout the country and in some places around the world. I know there's some people in France and in Australia and in Japan that like Right Side Broadcasting Network. So that's pretty cool. So it's great to see people from our country, but also others that love freedom and would love to have an opportunity that we have here in this country under President Trump, with all of the freedom that he stands for and is defending for our Constitution and our constitutional rights. So as soon as Carla joins the show here, we'll bring her on and have her live with us. And we will talk about various executive orders and also get her reaction on the great win by the president, but also the inauguration and this historic speed and strength that we see with the president right now with all of the executive orders. We did hear earlier in the week President Trump saying this is going to be a time of historic speed and strength when he's signing all of these.
Bro, these people are broken. Look at this. Look at this shit. Breaking exclusive. Congress could impeach and remove Trump in February. These people are absolutely broken. They're absolutely broken beyond belief. Oh my God, man. We're going to get Trump this time. We're going to get Trump this time. Like, they all think that they're going to make a name for themselves or something, or they're going to have some type of impact. I don't know. I don't know. I saw this earlier. Britain will not recognize President Trump's order renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Okay. Let's see how that works out for you. Go ahead. Keep defying President Trump all you want, and we'll just continue to watch this all play out. All of you fools will understand in time President Trump is the king of the world. Okay? He's the king. By the way, this is not getting enough recognition in the media, okay? But Donald Trump did sign, in my opinion, this is the single most important executive order that he has signed to date, okay? Donald Trump has signed an executive order naming Wave Race 64 the national game of America. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been waiting decades for this. Donald Trump, I'm going to repeat it one more time. I can't believe I'm finally able to say it. Donald Trump has signed an executive order naming Wave Race 64 the national game of America. Finally, it finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. So this is fantastic news. We've been waiting for a long time for this one. If you know, you know. I absolutely adore Wave Race 64. I love that game so much. And I love Wave Race Blue Storm, which was on the GameCube. But this is what we've been waiting for. This is what I voted for right here. Okay? This is what I voted for right here. So... he's got 3 Wave Race cartridges right here set up. Let's freaking go. You'll love to see it. The memes have been great, and memes are back, which makes me happy. We're seeing a lot of memes. People are laughing. People are having fun. People are enjoying themselves. But serious business is definitely happening. On a serious note, right here, Trump State Department enacts one flag policy. Every U.S. outpost in the world must fly a USA flag. No BLM or pride flags per free beacon. That is what it's all about. I'm so tired of seeing this bullshit. And I want standards to come back to having a job and working somewhere as well. If you're an employee of a major company, why are they allowing people to put pronouns on their name tags and pride flags on their name tags? That should not be allowed. It should not be allowed. Because you can't do the opposite. I can't put Make America Great Again on my name tag. We know that they won't let you do that. So if you can't put Make America Great Again on your name tag, you shouldn't be allowed to put your pride flag bullshit or your BLM bullshit or your made up pronouns bullshit. When I worked in corporate America, you know, I had to leave the fairy tales and the stories and the video games and the make-believe stuff at home, just like every other person. So you can have your make-believe pronouns, but you shouldn't be allowed to put your pronouns on your fucking name tag, okay? It's not like I can go to work and put my gamer tag on my name tag when I work for a company. I was told when I worked for a company that I'm not allowed to wear something with my favorite sports team on it. Now, why was I told that? And then there were special days where they would designate, like, if there was a big football game or something, it would be like, oh, this is a college football Saturday, or you can wear your favorite team this day. So everyone in the store was able to do it that one day. But like, generally speaking, I was not allowed to wear a hat at all, unless it was a company hat. I wasn't allowed to wear even a tie with like Alabama football or something on it. I wasn't aware to put a pin. I couldn't put like an Alabama football pin on my tie. I wasn't allowed because the point was we don't want to seem biased to our customers. Maybe they're an Auburn fan. Maybe they don't like college football, whatever. Okay, fine. I get it. As long as those rules are carried out consistently, I have no problem with that. The problem is all of these pronoun freaks, they get away with anything and everything because they play the identity politics game. No more. It has to stop. It has to stop. Keena says, I bet you even like wearing company hats. Not really, no. I'm very like, I only like, I like a certain, the hats, it had to fit me a certain way. So I never wore company hats. I didn't like the company hats at all. So especially as a manager, I couldn't. When I was like a regular hourly employee, I could wear the hats, but once I became a manager, I couldn't wear a hat. I wasn't allowed to. That's the first time I've ever talked about me working in retail. So that's the first time that's ever happened. Stephen Brown says, can you please confirm that The View is being sued for $75 million for defamation? I don't think I've heard that one. By who? Who is suing The View? I can't confirm that because I haven't heard that. So Stuff to My Peaky Toe says, Mitch is definitely turtly enough for the Turtle Club. I haven't heard that one. So you got to wear flex fit snapback hats. That's what Eric K says. Let's see. UP says England did not accept America's independence. So Grand Potato says we didn't need Great Britain permission in 1775. We don't need it now. JRG Projects says the UK was never our ally. Argentina and El Salvador are more worthy of that title. From cracking down on MS-13 to making Bitcoin a reserve currency, their agenda is far closer to MAGA. Poland too. And UP says, whom are we replacing the two Biden emojis with? It's a good question. I'm not sure. We have to start talking about that. Oh, you said snapbacks suck, but okay. Okay. You prefer flex fit. What? Trump has declassified the JFK, RFK, and MLK files. What? Trump is on fire right now. Are you kidding me? What is happening right now? Trump is on fire. Here we go. Trump signs orders to declassify JFK, RFK, and MLK files. What is happening? And then Trump is signing crypto executive orders. Bro. I'm
signing there in Washington, D.C. As we look at the amount of promises,
this is crazy.
Again, President Trump promised
it's going to be a long day of streaming. I've got to bounce it in 35 minutes though. I'll have to stream
Trump
again tonight.
Signed a policy directive declaring that United States foreign policy must always put the interests of America and its citizens first. So, seeing that as well in our country as we move forward. Let's look on our Truth Social together and see what kind of stories are being reported on. The
Dual
National
stream?
Security
No.
Advisor.
I got to be on Open Bar today with Critical Drinker.
Promise to Americans. That story on Right Side Broadcasting Network. President Trump illustrating the art of the peace deal in his recent warning to Russia. Speaking of peace deals,
I'll be back. I'll just stream again later tonight.
Republican Jewish Coalition earlier today on Right Side Broadcasting Network this morning, before our Brooke Rollins coverage there at the in Washington at the Senate confirmation hearing. He was very
These
happy,
executive orders are
at
wild.
The 3 hostages that were let go there, but also President Trump recently signing an executive order that if anybody is verbally supporting in colleges, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to go directly to the actual executive order and not just fly off the top of my head here with that one. Let me get to the specifics on that so I don't say anything incorrect. And it's live TV, so you got to do it right. But I'll get to that one in a minute. But he was just really happy to see that President Trump is taking those strong stances.
Here we go. Massive breaking. President Trump signs order to declassify all files related to the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. Everything is about to change. Whoo! Holy shit. I'm looking.
Various things happen. The ship is turning around like never before in this country's history. As
this
we
is
were
insane, man.
Going down that, as I mentioned the other day, if you were watching the Niagara Falls situation, going down the falls and falling over the edge, that's the way our country was headed. But somehow, some way, through our faith, through God, and through Too Big to Rig, and all of the balance of praying hard and working hard, we came together and got it done. And here we are. And it's just a great time to be alive. So bottom of the hour, 3:30 coming up here, as it was expected an hour ago for the Oval Office executive orders. But you know what? President Trump runs on his schedule, and that's
right.
fine. Because
that's right.
It's worth the wait when we go inside the Oval Office together, as in you and me, and we watch this signing take place. Because I'm curious, just as you are, what are the ones that he's going to sign today? So we're looking forward to seeing that. I'm getting a message now from Carla Sands, and let's see if we can get her in on the correct link. I'm not sure if there's some wires crossed there on that one. So possibly if this continues a lot longer, I'm not going to tap dance like this without a teleprompter for that much. Come on now. I mean, we could talk about some stuff if you want. I mean, hey, but if Christina Loren is still on
Look at here. Black America about to find out white liberal feds Malcolm X to MLK. Holy shit. This is insane, man. Hang on. I'm going to let right side go for just a minute.
Campaign season.
I got to mute for just a
in
second.
The primary days in New Hampshire and the caucus in Iowa. A shout out to those of you in the Hawkeye State and also in New Hampshire as well. And let's go now to Carla Sands joining us live right now on RSBN Network. Carla, thank you so much for joining us. We got you here live. It took a minute, but there you are. Thanks so much for joining us. Tell us about your latest thoughts on the inauguration and also these executive orders that we're about to see signed by the most common sense president of all time.
It is so true, Matthew. I'm so excited. It's every day is a gift right now. We have I think in our history, the hardest working president we've ever had, and he's working on behalf of every single one of us. And that's what's so heartening. And the thing is, the executive orders he's signing are on our behalf. It's about strengthening our border, sending the military down.
I'm trying to make some arrangements because this seems like this is going to be a massive day right now. The JFK files is just absolutely insane. I can't believe this, but President Trump just signed an order declassifying files related to the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. This is going to change everything. This is going to change everything. Holy crap. Whew. Like, this is like an earthquake that's about to hit, like, the entire world of politics right now. Let's see here. Is Fox News live? I'm curious if they're going to cover this. They're not live right now. There's DeSantis. There's that. Okay, so we're still just gonna we're patiently waiting for Trump from the Oval Office
and his energy, along with, like you said, his great team.
And all of these executive orders, and I cannot wait to hear what he has to say about this. The fact that it took Trump to get in office and do this speaks volumes about how horrible our government has been. How crooked they've been for so damn long. Let's see here. It's this one. And expect a massive meltdown today. Expect a massive, massive meltdown. Protect President Trump at all costs. Let's see here. So we got that one.
The fact that he's going to North Carolina, California, and Nevada coming up, and also your thoughts on the national emergency on the southern border.
Don't you love that he's going immediately to embrace those poor people of North Carolina that got short shrift from FEMA and from President Biden, how they went by houses that had Trump flags? That's illegal. They were doing illegal things and discriminating against the people of North Carolina. So I'm proud that President Trump is going down there to show them some love, but also he's going to whip FEMA into shape. They have an actual job to do, and that's to take care of emergencies in the United States. They have failed at their mission set, and they really failed miserably. The people of North Carolina and the people of surrounding states that were affected. And then he's going to California. I'm excited about that because those poor Californians, and I've lived there for 30 years, I saw the mismanagement and I saw the decline of that state. And when I went to be ambassador.
So update really quick. So we got a couple things going on here. We've got the confirmation for Pete Hegseth has advanced until tomorrow. It's looking like he has enough votes to be confirmed tomorrow. So that's happening. Radcliffe was confirmed as the CIA director. That's happened. We're about to go live from the Oval Office with President Trump to sign more executive orders. Is being reported that President Trump either has or just signed an order to declassify files related to the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. So this is insane right now. This is fucking crazy. Everybody's talking about this now. Everybody's talking about this, and we're just waiting patiently to hear from President Trump live. Also, Trump went in front of the World Economic Forum today and basically told them to go F themselves in the nicest, most professional and alpha male way possible. He just stood up there and talked like he was talking at one of his rallies. He talks to all of these people, and he essentially, in the nicest way, says, I'm destroying everything that you guys have built. I'm destroyed it within days. With the signing of my pen, I have destroyed all of your hard work within days. That's what he's doing. This is some next level stuff right now, man. Let's see here. Apparently he's signing something in terms of crypto. I'm not someone that is going to pretend to understand crypto at all. I know nothing about crypto. I don't understand anything about crypto. And we are currently waiting for, oh, here we go. Is this it?
For the Department of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins' Senate confirmation hearing for the Department of yours at the America First Policy Institute. Do you know specifically, does she keep her post at AFPI and then also would be the Secretary of Ag or not, or you're not sure?
Well, Matthew, you know, I think serving in government, there are certain rules that you have to follow. My suspicion is that she will have to resign from her position. Chad Wolf, who was our former Secretary of Homeland Security for President Trump's first term. And we have a wonderful team there. Brooke Rollins founded AFPI. It was her brainchild when she was working.
Where's Savvy and Ben? Savvy was on my inauguration stream, but her computer crapped out on her.
To work with her team at AFPI as
so we got to get Savvy a new computer. Her weird autistic self, and Ben's just Ben. So right now, you could tell this is a big moment because Trump is taking a lot of time to get ready for these executive orders. This is going to be huge. Everybody has been waiting for this. Everybody. But I may have to go live later. I'm going to have to end this stream here soon, more than likely. I mean, it could be another hour or two before Trump actually is live from the Oval Office. So I'm not sure. I'm going to have to make a last minute decision on how I'm going to handle this. So we'll see. Let's see. We'll see. If Trump goes live, I'll ask Drinker if I can reschedule to next week. But I don't know yet. So these are reports. President Trump has reportedly signed an executive order to declassify all of the John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. files. What the hell? This is crazy. We're witnessing this. We're witnessing history right now. Witnessing history in the making. It's official. It's official. That is an official statement right there.
The assassinations of President John F. Kennedy. Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades.
Yep, it's official.
And everything will be revealed.
And everything will be revealed.
Okay. Give that to RFK.
So that is from Margot Martin. That is officially from Donald Trump's cabinet right there. Special assistant to the president and communications advisor. That is official now. It's not reported anymore. Donald Trump just signed it. It's officially fucking happening. I don't know why that's not being covered.
Feed as well. But I can tell you that right now, as I see some other feeds in other regions of the earth when it comes to live reporting, okay, let's do it. Let's go to Washington, D.C.
Here we are.
Right now.
Case, and it will go through the first one, please.
Do you want to?
Yeah, Mr. President, this is an executive order on crypto. We're going to be. Oh, sorry, we're doing that. Sorry, this is an executive order on AI. We're basically announcing the administration's policy to make America the world capital in artificial intelligence and to dominate and to lead the world in AI.
Do you want to say your name, your full name?
David
and
Sachs,
serial?
AI and Crypto Czar.
David is one of the greatest in the world at AI. Most respected, probably there is. So that should take us to the forefront, right?
Absolutely. We got to win.
Okay. Thank you. And this, David, is?
Yeah, this is the crypto EO. We're going to be forming an internal working group to make America the world capital in crypto under your leadership.
Which is really going up, right?
Absolutely.
All right, David, that's for you.
Thanks, sir.
You find them exciting? They might not be exciting, but they're going to make a lot of money for the country.
Thank you, sir.
And so is David. You have to check him out. There's nobody like this guy. They said, how did you get David Sachs? How did you do that? And he's doing it for the country more than anything else. So we appreciate it, David. Thank you very much.
This is an executive order establishing a presidential commission, an advisory commission on science and technology.
Good. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
The basic idea is to get together top people from government, the private sector, technology industry, as well as educational institutions to make sure that America maintains its leadership position with respect to science and technology development in the years ahead.
Good. That's great.
Next, sir, we have a presidential memorandum encouraging departments and agencies in your government, including the Department of the Interior, to promote federal recognition of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
I love the Lumbee tribe. So this is their first big step, right?
This would be a huge step for them.
Yeah, they were with me all the way. They were great. North Carolina, Lumbee tribe. Okay, you'll send them a copy of that?
Yes, sir.
They were great. Okay,
And if you'd like, I could get them that pen, sir, as well.
yeah, let's do that.
Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
23 people were prosecuted.
Yes.
They should not have been prosecuted. Many of them are elderly people. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this. They'll be very happy. So they're all in prison now.
Some are out of custody.
It's ridiculous. Okay.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and
This is it.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years.
Yes, there's a time delay is all it was from earlier. They got a time delay.
And everything will be revealed.
Everything will be revealed.
Okay. Give that to RFK Jr.
Yes, sir.
He said give it to RFK Jr., the pen. That is awesome.
Okay, thank you very
Mr.
much.
Mr. President, a U.S. judge temporarily blocks the birthright citizenship order. Do you have any reaction?
No, obviously we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation and your reaction?
And no surprises there. It's too bad. You know, it's just the way it is. Too bad.
And when would you adjourn Congress to make recess appointments, Mr. President?
Well, I'd take a look at that. I'd listen to John Thune. He's doing a fantastic job. We're moving along. The Democrats are trying to delay government, as they always do. They can't help themselves. Even John Ratcliffe, who's very, very strong, very popular, and liked by the Democrats. I guess he gets a lot of Democrat votes. That's taking a long time, and it shouldn't be taking a long time. They're maxing everything out so they can delay everything as much as possible.
Does Senator Thune support an effort to use recess appointments if you choose to do that?
I'd be willing to use recess appointments. It's up to John, and we'll see. John Thune's a great guy, great senator, and knows his stuff inside out and backwards. But I would use recess appointments if he wants to do that. Absolutely. The Democrats are just delaying. They always delay.
Mr. President, you spoke with the Saudi Crown Prince yesterday.
Who?
The Saudi Crown Prince. Yes. How was the call?
Right.
They said $600 billion they're gonna invest.
600. I'll ask him for $1 trillion.
You said you're gonna ask for $1 trillion. Will Saudi Arabia be the first foreign country you will visit since they invest in that much?
Well, if they do that, I would. Yeah, I would be glad to do that. I did it. As you know, 4 years ago, we did $450 billion, meaning the money all goes to American companies, and they purchase jets and they purchase computers and everything else. And we did $450 billion, and I guess we're at 650. And I'll see if I can talk him into it.
I don't think it is again. You showed great confidence in Steve Witkoff. Why you said that you doubt that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold? Since you appraised his
well, no, I think
efforts.
he's great, but it's a very tricky place. It's very tricky. We'll see. And if something does happen, they will not be happy.
So follow up on that one. In terms of Steve Witkoff, are you going to put him in charge of Iran's strategy, and do you want him talking directly with the Iranians?
No, but he's certainly somebody I would use. He's done a fantastic job. He's a great negotiator. He's a very good person, a very popular person. Gets along with people. I have great negotiators. They have no personality whatsoever, and then I have some that do. Steve has a wonderful way about him, and people like him. And even in this case, both sides like him. And he was able to make a deal. That deal would have never been made without Steve. The Biden people couldn't make the deal. They were working on it for a year and a half. They couldn't make a deal. We got it done prior to the inauguration. We said it has to be before the inauguration.
Let's go.
I mean, the deal should hold, but if it doesn't hold, there'll be a lot of problems.
Related to your AI, EO, just hours after you made that big Stargate announcement, Elon Musk tweeted that they don't actually have the money. Is that true?
I don't know if they do, but they're putting up the money. The government's not putting up anything. They're putting up money. They're very rich people, so I hope they do. And I mean, Elon doesn't like one of those people. So,
Are you worried that AI is going to replace many American jobs? Does that worry you?
No, it's going to create tremendous numbers of jobs. It's going to also create a lot of benefits medically for cancer research and other things. It's going to have a huge positive impact. And, we want to be ahead of China. We're right now way ahead of China. David Sachs is one of the all-time experts. That people are amazed that you just met him. I don't know if he's still here. There he is. But one of the most respected people in that world. It's a world. It's a whole different world. And we're ahead of China now because of what I'm doing. And I think it's going to be very successful.
Please, you just asked the Davos Forum again that NATO countries should spend 5% of GDP on defense.
Yeah.
The United States don't spend 5%.
Well,
Do you think
I
it should
don't
also
think so.
apply to the United States?
We're protecting them, They're not protecting us. We're protecting them. So I don't think we should be spending. I'm not sure we should be spending anything, but we should certainly be helping them. But they should up their 2% to 5%. Yeah.
Mr. President, you said earlier during your speech at Davos that you would like to see interest rates come down. How much would you like to see them come down?
A lot. I'd like to see them come down a lot, and oil prices will come down. And when oil prices come down, everything's going to be cheaper for the American people and actually for the world, but for the American people. So I'd like to see oil prices come down. And when the energy comes down, that's going to knock out a lot of the inflation. That's going to automatically bring the interest rates down.
Are you worried that
Mr. President, you said that you would demand.
Are you worried that there's too much going on at once if you're trying to bring interest rates down, get the economy back going?
No, it just works that way. I mean, it's just economically works that way. When the oil comes down, it'll bring down prices. Then you won't have inflation, and then the interest rates will come down.
You said that you would demand that the interest rates come down. Do you expect
I
the
would put
Fed?
in a strong statement.
Do you expect the Fed to listen to you?
Yeah,
Are you going to talk to Powell about this and bringing the rates down?
at the right time, I would.
Sir, do you any of the people you pardoned that were participated in the January 6, 2021? Do you plan to meet with any of them or meet with them at the White House?
I don't know. I'm sure that they probably would like to. I did them something important, but what they did is they were protesting a crooked election. I mean, people understand that also. And they were treated very badly. Nobody's been treated like that. So I'd be open to it, certainly. I don't know of anything like that, but I think they're going to meet in some of the congressmen, women want to meet. But I'd certainly be open to it.
Have you spoken to them since you issued the pardons?
I haven't spoken to any of them yet, but I know they're very happy.
Mr. President,
I gave them their life back. Their life was taken away from them unnecessarily and unfairly. I gave them their life back, so I can imagine they probably would like to.
Mr. President, what do you mean when you said that Biden took bad advice and not pardoning himself yesterday?
Well, he did. I think he did because he pardoned all these people that are crooked as hell. Look, the congressmen, they're crooked. What they did is they destroyed evidence. When you destroy evidence, especially criminally like that, they did it criminally. And the reason they destroyed the evidence is because it proved that I was right. They didn't destroy evidence for no reason. They destroyed it because they found many documents saying that I offered 10,000 soldiers. If they had 500 soldiers or National Guard, there would have been no problem. If they had 200, that would have been. I offered 10,000 if they needed them. There would have been no problem. That's been now totally disproven. And it's also been disproven by Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who has her on tape saying it was her fault.
That's right.
That she has full responsibility for this. And they have all that stuff. They destroyed everything. And they go through a year and a half, 2 years of nonsense. They come up with tremendous evidence, and they destroyed evidence. And Schiff knew about it. That's why he's on there. He knew all about the destruction of evidence. A lot of people said he's the one that got him to do it. And he's a crooked guy, totally crooked politician. And so he's pardoned, and some other people are pardoned. And these are crooked politicians, every one of them. Benny Johnson, what he did is incredible. I mean, he was the leader of the committee, and he did it. Cheney, crying Adam Kinzinger, all of them. They destroyed evidence and deleted everything. There's nothing. There's no evidence now. They're crooked politicians, and they should be punished. That's even in a civil trial, you go to jail for a thing like that. They destroyed every document, from what I understand, every document, because it proved that I was totally innocent.
Do you plan to send up to 10,000 troops to the southern border, sir?
Yeah. Oh, southern border?
Yes,
When
the
you
border.
say southern border, when I said 10,000 troops, I was referring to the capital.
Oh, I see. And
No,
when
you
does
gotta
that?
look.
When
I
do you
was referring
plan?
to the
When do you
capital.
plan
I
to do
offered
that?
10,000 troops for the capital before January 6th.
And as for the 1,500 at the southern border, sir, to clarify, what exactly do you want them to be doing right now?
Making sure that the border is safe and secure, and that criminals don't come into our country.
Mr. President, do you think that sanctions on Russia will force President Putin to negotiate?
I don't know, but I think he should make a deal.
Mr.
Sir,
President, does it bother you that Elon Musk criticized a deal that you made publicly, that he said that he tweeted that?
No, it doesn't. He hates one of the people in the deal.
Have you spoken to him since then?
No, I've spoken to Elon, but I've spoken to all of them, actually. No, the people in the deal are very, very smart people. But Elon, one of the people he happens to hate, but I have certain hatreds of people too.
Sir, sir, on China, what do you think Xi Jinping can do on the Ukraine war?
Which one?
The Ukraine-Russia war, what can Xi Jinping do about that?
China?
Yeah.
They have a lot of power over Russia. They supply energy to Russia. And Russia supplies energy to them. They supply other things to, it's really a very big trade. It's a very big trading partner. But Russia supplies a lot of energy to China. China pays them a lot of money for that. And I think they have a lot of power over Russia. So I think Russia should want to make a deal. Maybe they want to make a deal. I think from what I hear, Putin would like to see me, and we'll meet as soon as we can. I'd meet immediately. Every day we don't meet, soldiers are being killed in a battlefield. And that battlefield is like no battlefield since World War II.
You said that Ukraine wants
And
to.
I have pictures that you don't want to see. Soldiers are being killed on a daily basis at numbers that we haven't seen in decades. And it'd be nice to end that war. It's a ridiculous war.
You said that Ukraine's ready to make a deal. Did President Zelensky tell you that personally?
Yeah, sure. He's ready to negotiate a deal. He'd like to stop. He's somebody that lost a lot of soldiers, and so did Russia. Lost a lot. Russia lost more soldiers. They lost 800,000 soldiers. Would you say that's a lot? I'd say it's a lot.
President, you said that you wanted to make Dr. King's dream a reality. What's your response to his children and civil rights leaders who say that your DEI orders are a contradiction of his dream and could further drive racial
Well, I
disparities?
haven't heard that.
Mr. President, I put Putin back on the terror list.
Well, I haven't heard
The
that.
war in Yemen
Well, we'll see what happens, but they can't shoot down our ships, the Houthis.
Yes.
And that, you can't shoot down our ships or any ships, and that's what they've been doing. So they're on the terror list. That's not good for them.
So why did you revoke security protections for former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Brian Hook?
Well, the same reason I did. When you have protection, you can't have it for the rest of your life. Do you want to have a large detail of people guarding people for the rest of their lives? I mean, there's risks to everything.
So would you support striking Iran's nuclear facilities?
Say it.
Would you support Israel, for example, striking Iran's nuclear facilities?
Well, I'm
or
not
do you
going to
believe
answer
in
that.
diplomacy?
Obviously, I'm not going to answer that question. We'll have to see. I'm going to be meeting with various people over the next couple of days. And we'll see. But hopefully that can be worked out without having to worry about it. It would be nice. It would really be nice if that could be worked out without having to go that further step.
And who are you going to meet with?
Well, I'd rather not say that, but very high level people. But hopefully that can be worked out. Look, Iran hopefully will make a deal. And if they don't make a deal, I guess that's okay too.
And Mr. President, just to follow up, you said you think the Fed should listen to you. Can you elaborate on why you think it should?
With regard to interest rates?
Correct, yes.
Because I think I know interest rates much better than they do. And I think I know it certainly much better than the one who's primarily in charge of making that decision. But no, I'm guided by them very much. But if I disagree, I will let it be known.
So your tariffs plans for China and Mexico are much tougher. The ones for Canada and Mexico are much tougher than the one for China. Why is it softer for China?
Well, China's already paying a lot of tariffs because of me. And when you add them up, I would say, they're paying a lot. They paid hundreds of billions of dollars. They never paid 10 cents until I came along. When I came along, they've paid hundreds of billions of dollars. Never paid anything. And so they've already started at a higher base.
Is February 1st the date for Chinese tariffs as well, sir? February 1, or was that just Mexico and Canada?
It's Mexico and Canada, but we're talking about China too. Look, China's sending us tremendous amounts of bad drugs, fentanyl, really bad stuff. Most of it comes through Mexico. And we're losing, I think, 300,000 lives a year because of that. People say 150, 100, 120. I think 300,000 lives a year. Those are old numbers. The lower number is a low number. And we can't have that. They've got to stop sending it. I had a deal with President Xi, but it was a deal that wasn't followed up by Biden, of course, where they were going to issue the death penalty to people that make fentanyl, and that would have stopped it. But we'll have to stop it with tariffs. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Trump cut it at the perfect time for me because I have to cut it because I have to jump on with the critical drinker over on Open Bar. I know we have super chats. I will get to all of these super chats later. I'll do another stream tonight. So we're going to have another CobraCast to get further into all of these details of these executive orders. But if you want to come over and hang out with me with the critical drinker over on Open Bar, mods can drop a link in the chat right now. Perfect timing. President Trump changing the world right before our very eyes. I'll be live again tonight, so we will get all the super chats and everything. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the super chats. And I'll see you guys over on Open Bar. Let's see those 199s in the chat over on Critical Drinker stream right there. So thank you guys, Trump 2024, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.